But right now, what I want to do is I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to at least present to you all the importance, the absolute importance of having a plan about this red flag business. Usually when I teach gun classes, I usually give a more exhaustive, detailed legal talk about everything that every gun owner, particularly a CPL holder, is going to know. You know, CPL applications, obviously, detailed conversation about lethal force, you know, when you could use it. But, you know, one of the things that I always talk about in that class in the legal section is to talk about in the aftermath of a legal shooting. In the aftermath of a shooting, you're going to be in a very precarious set of circumstances. And this is regardless of the actual particulars. This is regardless of actually what happened. You know, say for example, someone presented you with a credible threat of death, great bodily harm, or sexual assault. And if you use lethal force, if you watch like a commercial movie, you know, and I'm thinking of Die Hard for some reason or another, right? Bruce Willis's character, he's bloody, he's got bare feet, he doesn't have any socks or shoes on, and he's standing on the window ledge and he's dancing, you know, to this song and music playing in his head. And as that whole scene ends, then the credits start rolling. And when the credits start rolling, okay, end of movie, everyone clean up after yourself, pick up your popcorn and your pop, and you leave the movie. But in actual reality, if you use lethal force, that's when the next movie starts. And in this sequel, what's going to happen is you speaking with law enforcement or not speaking to law enforcement based on what you've been trained to do. This is when this next movie is going to proceed with an investigation being done on you, done on the circumstances of your use of lethal force, and them preparing a packet to your local county prosecutor to determine if your actions were lawful or not. With that in mind, I always present to my students that they should have a plan should they ever need it, that is, if they are ever forced to defend themselves. Personally, I would hope that no one would actually need to defend themselves. But you know what? It could happen. And to be forewarned, as the quote goes, is to be forearmed. With this new legislation that has been adopted and enacted by the state legislature, particularly with red flag laws, some of you may have been wondering, well, gee, what's the best course of action now that we are living in this new environment? The first thing that jumps out at me is obviously, and this is just strictly from my personal view, is in light of these new legal changes, just take a moment and ponder the state of your relationships that you have with people. I'm not necessarily talking about so-called intimate partners. I'm talking about anyone, your neighbors, people you might meet on the street, certain altercations that might happen. Any of these incidents could trigger some type of interaction, which if presented to the legal community, someone might take it upon themselves to portray you as an undiagnosed threat. And who knows how that threat is communicated in paper, and who knows what happens once that complaint is submitted, and who knows whether you could be subject to a red flag order. So other than just telling you to be nice to people and to be non-confrontational, I wanted to at least present to you all something that could prove to be very helpful to you if, in the worst possible set of circumstances, you find yourself in an altercation of some sort or interaction of some sort, and now you have to wonder how you're going to deal with this red flag law business, okay? You're going to need legal representation. You're going to need someone to come to your defense in a timely basis. You're only going to have a limited amount of time, if it's given to you at all, in the aftermath to present a defense to take down this red flag order. Having said that, I invited a special guest speaker, Kyle Swims from Firearms Legal Protection, to give us a presentation on some legal aspects and considerations in your potential defense. So give him a warm welcome. Kyle Swims.
Thank you. How y'all doing so far today? Good. Y'all learning some good stuff?
Yep.
Y'all feel confident? Y'all feel like this is some good stuff that's coming to Michigan? No, not at all, right? Now you got CPL holders, you guys are already carrying yourselves, most of you.
Show of hands, how many people have CPL?
So who does have a CPL?
Okay, so just about everybody. I should ask, who doesn't have a CPL?
Who doesn't have a CPL? Y'all got some sort of protection yet? Who do you guys got? Firearms legal protection, who you got? Same? What about you guys? Y'all got firearms? Who doesn't have any sort of coverage? Just a couple of you. Well, I think I'm here to just mainly talk to you guys, but I'm still going to talk to you guys just to make sure you understand everything about us and our company and who we are. So yeah, we're a company who is there, mainly target CPL classes, want to go after people who are out there carrying. But the big thing is to help people in the aftermath portion of being involved in a self-defense situation. Now, what you guys are here for today, red flag law, we're one of the only companies who actually offers protection against red flag law, all right?
With the basic package?
All three packages, yes, we do cover red flag law. So when it does come here to Michigan, yeah, we'll be there to take care of you. Now, we also cover, which most of you know, uncapped attorney fees for criminal cases, civil cases, if you guys are ever involved, ever in a self-defense situation involving any legal weapon. Our biggest thing is to be there to make sure that we take care of you guys in that aftermath portion. So a lot of you guys are already aware of it, but for you guys, you know, it's very, I always look at it like, kind of like car insurance. I don't want to be out there, I carry every single day. I don't want to be out there walking around without some sort of protection. And now with these new red flag laws coming to Michigan, trust me, I got a lot of people I know, and if I piss off one person in the wrong way at all, that's the last thing I want is for somebody to come after me, all because of something that had nothing to do with my firearms. So I love knowing that FLP is going to be there to make sure that they're there to take care of us. Now, we do have a couple different plans that we offer. So for you guys, like this lady back here was talking about, basic plan. We got 3 different plans. Individual basic starts off $9.95, gives you and only you coverage in your home state. And that's where those legal fees come into play. We give you uncapped attorney fees for your criminal case, civil case, and like I said, we cover red flag law as well. Want to make sure you guys have protection against all that. Now, like I said, we cover you in any self-defense situation involving a legal weapon. Anything in this room could be used as a legal weapon. Your vehicle, somebody's shooting at you, you got to run them over. Legal weapon in self-defense. Pets. Somebody attacks you, you got to unleash your pet on them. Guess what? It's a legal weapon in self-defense. We'll give you coverage against all of that. Our premium plan, $21.95, covers you and only you in all 50 states. If you guys are traveling, give us a call. You can swap over to that plan. That one, you get everything under the basic, plus we give up to $250,000 in bail coverage. Anything up to that, we get you out. A lot of people, if you ever have to deal with something inside your home, we also deal with the cleanup. We hire the companies that to come out and clean up your home, Pro, Belfort, places like that. We'll take care of those. We'll get them out your house, get it cleaned up. If you guys are ever involved in something, this is where the firearm confiscation comes into play. A lot of times, police are going to confiscate your firearms. We fight for 6 months to get them back for you after your case is over. If we can't get them back within 6 months, cut your check up to $1,000 to replace those firearms, all right? We don't want you missing out on your favorite guns you guys got to either use or have ever taken away in a red flag case. We offer $1,500 in lost wage reimbursements during trial periods. I want to make sure you have some extra cash coming in. And a big thing, counseling support. We also offer counseling support if you guys are ever involved in something. Want to make sure that we take care of you. Now our family plan that we have, that covers you and a significant other. You don't need to be married. Also covers children 17 and under inside of the household. They will get all of that great coverage. All right, so I know a lot of you guys know about it. I'd love to just make sure I can answer any questions for you guys over here if you guys are, or if you guys have any questions about red flag or what we cover as well. I'd love to just answer some of you guys' questions that you might have.
Is that just for one weapon at a time, or is that all the weapons that they'll confiscate because of a single shooting?
Yeah, so it's up to $8,000. That's our max. Yeah.
So if you got $20,000 worth of weapons, you're at a loss.
Yep. But we'll try to get you something, but we try to get them back if we can for you. We'll do whatever.
Do you pick the attorney, or does?
That's a great question. So as soon as you call the number that's on the back of the card that I give you, an attorney answers the phone, attorney-client privilege kicks in right away. Say whatever you want. Can't use that phone call against you. And we dispatch out the local attorney who's on call to you, all right, in your area. Now, if you're not a fan of that attorney, you can look at who else we have under contract with us. You can even do it before ahead of time so you kind of have an idea of who you might want to go with if you are involved in something. And if you're not a fan of any of our attorneys, bring us your own. We vet them. As long as everything checks out, put them under contract, you're getting all the same coverage.
Because in this area, isn't Terry Johnson one and James Malkowski one?
Yeah, so Terry Johnson, he's not with our company anymore. He doesn't work with us anymore. He ventured off to do his own things.
Okay.
But if you do want to use Terry Johnson, absolutely, we can put him back under and just use that. You can still get that coverage. Yeah, Terry's good. Terry's good people. Terry's good people. Yeah. What's that? His sons, yeah, Spencer. That's my immediate boss. He just got promoted to the new position, director of sales. So yeah, he's a busy man. So, you know Spencer? Yeah. Yeah, good people. So yeah, we give you every option available to win your case. We want you to have all those choices available.
Regarding the red flag laws, am I to understand that somebody can just anonymously say, like, for example, we had a disagreement with someone several years ago, and there's always had that thought that he's going to retaliate by calling up and say, hey, this guy's got a bunch of firearms, he's a scary guy, I've heard him make threats to
The
people.
more guns you own, the scarier you are.
Yep. And that's the question. So if I guess my question is they don't have to leave their name and number. I'll never find out who did it.
Correct.
That's the way it works.
You have to prove that you're not mentally insane. They don't have to prove that you are. You're the
They just
one
need to
that
make the call.
just the call.
That just throws out the laws of innocent until proven guilty.
100%. We are guilty until we're proven innocent, especially with those red flag laws. And that's insane. That you can anybody can just call and you say it makes something up.
That's what I was going to ask. You mean anybody?
I can do it. We have a relationship now. As stupid as that is, they do not define what a relationship
That's
is.
exactly what I was going to ask. Can I go and call?
This guy can call you. It doesn't matter. You all say you have a relationship.
I can call this guy up in the front row and just say, hey.
Co-workers, neighbors, anybody.
That would be they could call on a license plate.
An ex.
Huh?
Yeah, even
And
an
just
ex.
report your license plate and probably get you in trouble.
off or something.
Most likely, yeah. This person was cussing me off, threatening me. Yeah, absolutely. It's stupid.
Does it have to, I mean, if it goes to court, isn't there something that backs it up that says, hey, we have to know for sure that this was an anonymous call, this guy just wanted to get back to somebody?
You have to go.
You're screwed.
You're screwed. You have to hire and pay for counseling and go through all of the requirements to get documentation proof that
That's enough to make someone.
you're sound.
That's
It makes me want to go off.
Yeah.
And now I actually,
Yeah.
Now, you know what, since I'm going through it, let's go through it for
let's-
real, right? Let's make it worth it.
my money.
Let's make it worth it, yeah, exactly. Now, you know that, now if they prove that, if they say that, no, you're not fine, no, you can't possess firearms, you have to wait a year before you can try again. Go through the entire thing all over. Then it's 3 years, then it's 5. And then you're done.
And it doesn't matter if you got a CPL or not, that has
Doesn't matter.
nothing to do with it.
Doesn't matter. You have to go and go through all that.
What is the process I guess to defend that you have the, if somebody makes an anonymous call, the police are going to come to your door, is that just going to happen?
Yeah, they're just gonna come without a warrant and say, give us absolutely everything that you have to do with firearms. Firearms, magazines, ammo, everything. Lasers, everything.
Anything in your house or those in your name?
Anything in your house, I think.
Because you have adult children living with you.
Oh,
under
no,
their own name.
It's yours. It's what's for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's all under registered. Yeah, they have their own registered to them. Yeah, that's all for them. But anything that's in yours, in your possession, yeah, give it to us.
And that makes no sense either, because you give him all your guns, but your son lives with you and he's got 3.
Pray to God you don't,
The more I learn about this, the more stupid.
upset a family member
Or
who knows
just like-
who knows everybody in the household has guns and makes a claim that the whole family was threatening it. You know, it could
That
be
goes
that
to the
stupid.
spouse as well, because I can walk out the house and take my wife's gun. And
Yeah.
by law right now, that's okay.
Yep.
Because
She
we're in
gives
the
you
same
permission.
house. So, yeah, I see what you're saying. That, yeah.
That's good.
Or if you got somebody else's gun you're storing at your house. That don't make no sense, all right? That's crazy.
You're gonna lose it, you gotta get it back.
Can we
As long
move to
as
a
it's
different state?
registered, it doesn't have to be in my name.
Right.
So if I had, say for instance, he came over, he left his firearm there.
Is that,
So would they take that? Because there's a firearm in my possession.
Whether they can do so legally or whether they take it anyway.
Yeah, that's the question.
right, they'll do it anyway.
See, because what I say they can and can't do isn't what they're actually gonna do.
Right.
Oh, I know.
The big question is, will you ever get it back?
That's true too.
Very slim.
As a matter of fact, offhand, there was a news story
They've
just.
been fighting to
like-
change that law, and I thought it was changed.
Is it gonna be like you're getting your car impounded?
What's that?
Where they charge you?
No, it's just that it's very,
Not
just
yet.
the process you have to go through to get it back. It takes years.
Yeah, there's a guy in California.
Like he was saying, this guy.
One of his, he got into it with one of his employees, and they took his under red flag law. And he went through the process. The courts deemed him mentally sound and that he could have his firearms, but it took him 3 years to get his firearms back.
I don't want to wait 3 years to get my firearm.
Some cases where they went to go get their guns back, the law enforcement accidentally
Destroyed them.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's a big excuse I hear. Oh, I'm so
I've heard
sorry,
that
your
one too.
paperwork got mixed
And we
up.
can't
We
find
accidentally sent yours to the
Find it.
incinerator instead
They
of
were
some.
auctioning stuff
And don't know
off.
what to tell you. Sorry about your luck. But if you fill out these 20 pages, go to this place, fill out another 20 forms, you might get some money back for it. But yeah,
Now
They
they
would-
take
you'll
they would
spend
auction
days
stuff
and
off.
days. Yeah, what's that?
They would auction stuff off.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they filed a claim or the law or the
Sticky
They
fingers.
stuff.
Mhm.
They stopped that crap because they were using it just to gain money.
Because you're gonna be flagged not able to buy a gun.
Yep, and that's the thing, a lot of people get charged with felonious stuff and you can't even.
You can't buy
get
one.
another
Would
firearm.
you lose your CPL if they're during the
Every
course of-
case is different. Every case is different, but a lot of times people get charged with felonious stuff, and that you can't be a felon and have possess firearms. So a lot of people lose their CPLs, lose their jobs.
Wait, what was that specific question you asked?
If you, during the course of this red flag, if somebody comes, do they automatically,
You're gonna lose your CPL.
they take it even if you're not
Yeah.
even going to court yet?
You're gonna lose your CPL.
So then you gotta wait until that's all over with to try to go through the process. It's just another way to hinder on gun rights. Instead of coming directly for them, which they cannot do, well, let's figure out other ways
This is how they
around.
want to decide. Make it a hell.
Even if it's slowly.
Just like Australia and UK was,
It's a slow process, but trust me, they're in it for the long haul, man. They'll do whatever it takes. And
hide your
so,
guns.
yeah, so we're here to just try to fight against all that and give you guys a fighting chance to be able to keep defending yourself and protect your homes.
What if the person, this may be just obscure, but
No, please.
it's a red flag law, so somebody's gonna report, like I just call anonymously and report you, there's a problem, you need to take your guns. What if I'm calling someone who doesn't have guns?
They'll probably still come in your house.
Yeah, they'll still check.
Right, so I
Still
just
check.
call
Just
them-
want to know if you have anything that could harm themselves, harm you. They could
Right,
just
so-
say, "Hey, we got to take you. You're a
So-
threat to yourself. Somebody
So
else.
if
We need to
so
get
if
you."
you are
out."
not a CPL holder, if you are not a gun owner, somebody can still call a red flag on you, even though you have
It's
no
still that
firearms.
you are.
Well, I mean,
a
they have to go in and see if you have them, right?
But I'm saying,
Prove it. They gotta prove it.
So even if you
Just
don't have any
saying-
firearms.
But you might.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah,
have
they can come
pistols,
in.
they
They
know
still
that's
come back
illegal
for
in
you.
your
They're gonna
house.
search
See
your
that you
home.
don't.
It's just
No,
you
they know
say,
that
just
before
you
they
say,
go
I
in.
don't, how do I know?
Pistols, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
pistols,
The next
yeah,
person,
but
so
rifles,
they're gonna come
up until February 14th.
without a warrant, signed evidence.
You might not own it,
Judges don't, and judges, a lot of,
No one can prove that you don't have something.
I'm just,
So why not they just come over and look and see?
That
I'm
would
just
cover,
curious
that would
as
cover
the
knives.
system
Red flag laws,
gets implemented.
as far as the
If
threat.
there are people who are trying to do
They
this to
just
folks
spilled
who
my
do have guns.
I couldn't find it.
mainly.
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 What
Yeah.
if, what
So,
if,
yeah, they gotta prove it. You have to prove that you don't.
but what if someone's, since it's anonymous and there's no repercussions, someone started making those calls on folks that do not have guns? And the system now gets backed up with people because they're making all these calls on folks and most of them don't have firearms in the first place.
Well, see, and this is where I've kind of like stated earlier. See, here's the thing. There's no possible way that you can cover any potential contingency, okay, in each specific case, which is why I at least want to provide you with information on a resource that when a situation rears its ugly head, there's at least somewhere you can go and some resource that you can utilize. You could come up with 1,000,001 different potential scenarios with different aspects being in play.
Oh, we can do this all day and have fun with it.
At the end of the day,
Absolutely.
you got a big legal mess that you're in.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
That's where the nightmare begins.
And that's where the nightmare begins, and how bad it could get pretty bad. Probably the worst situation to be in is wanting to have access to your firearms and not having access to the legal system, or having access to an attorney, or having access to explore your redress through the courts. You might be 100% in the right, innocent, until you prove it after the fact. You're still going to be punished. And yes, there's a process by which to appeal a red flag law seizure, but you need to go through the court, and it's going to cost you. And unfortunately, this is the situation we're in. And let me tell you, I find it absolutely detestable. I use the word evil all the time, where people accuse me of being, over the top.
I'm just picturing the pushback. We who are firearms owners, we're definitely pushing back.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to imagine the pushback
This
when
is-
folks who don't own firearms start having red flag calls on them for no reason, and the system winds up getting inundated with folks calling, reporting folks for no reason. So now the whole system is jammed up because they have to investigate every one of those calls, right?
Just take
So-
a group of hunters alone.
So, no, I'm saying, what if someone called the non-hunters?
Right,
What
right.
if there's a group that just
Right.
called
Just
the
making
folks
it
at
up,
a
just
church?
making it up.
What if folks just called all the people on in the Congress? What if they just, a whole list of people, all this investigations have to happen. So the system, this whole system mechanism they put in place would kind of grind to a halt because it would just be too many to investigate.
That's an interesting scenario, but instead of us trying to save the
Hopefully,
world, what I want
yeah.
to do is put
Hopefully
the
it would
focus on
never-
all of us as individuals. If we are in a position where we currently own firearms and we like having access to them,
Yes.
well, worst case scenario, if I or you or anyone get red flagged, what options are available to us in that moment then to seek redress? Okay?
100%.
Just as a resource, I'm doing this presentation telling you the worst thing that could happen. What are some things you could do? I even threw out earlier that evaluate the people that you have in your inner circle, the people you associate with. Evaluate how you resolve conflicts and conversations and discussions and all of that so that you won't even potentially get here. Once you get here, well, what are you going to do now? Hopefully, you'll have access to some service to help you get out of it the best way you can. And Kyle, where exactly were you?
Yeah, just about done. One thing I do love about our company, you guys have a lot of great questions, so these do continue, and even for you guys that are signed up, you guys can always call customer service, or you can go on our app, and you can write in any questions that you have an attorney answer those questions for free. We really, really care about you guys. We'd love to make sure that you guys are well educated out there and you have all that knowledge, especially when you guys are out there carrying that firearm. That's our biggest thing, is we want to be here to make sure that we take care of you guys in the unfortunate event that you guys ever have to go through something, or when this red flag law does come through to Michigan, if you guys are ever involved in something, we want to be there to take care of you guys. Now for you guys that are here today, I'd love to get you guys signed up, get y'all locked into some good coverage. If you guys are interested, I got some paperwork I just need you to fill out. We can bring you guys on board to make sure you guys have some protection.
You mentioned going out of state, that you should call the company and notify the company?
You can switch to the premium plan. So if you can switch between all 3 of our plans. The premium covers you in all 50 states. So a lot of people sign up just on the basic plan. It only covers them in Michigan. And then when they go out of state, call us up, switch to the premium, just to make sure that you have coverage in all 50 states. And you're locked into all 3 of our discounted prices. You can swap back and forth as many times as you want between the plans. You stay at those rates. I got people working out of state. They go back and forth between the basic and the premium just to make sure that they got covered.
No, I went to Texas a couple of years, 2 years ago, and I was just told, avoid getting out of the car in
Illinois. Yeah. So all the blue states recognize the Michigan CPL. So I can carry in any one of the blue states, but I just have to follow their laws still. And in one of the red states, they do not recognize the Michigan CPL. So any blue state you can travel to with your firearms.
Illinois, you
That's the reciprocity.
Yes, but you can't.
Once you get out the car,
Once your feet hit those grounds. Yeah.
So that has to do with reciprocity, right? In those states you carry because, okay.
Yes. Yes, that's reciprocity. So yeah, you still got to follow their laws and all that. But yeah, once you're in those states, yeah, you're good to go in the blue ones. Just don't carry in those red states. They are very anti-firearm. For you guys, anything I can keep going for you? You guys think you're good? What about you guys?
We're all right.
Think you're all right? No worries, no worries.
So basically, let's say at 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning, I would be normally up because that's my...
That's your go time?
No, but I'm sitting, watching TV, let's say, and my sidearm is on my coffee table. So if somebody kicks down my front door, the first thing I'm gonna reach is for that. And then Rick says, well, you can get shot for, because I don't know who's coming through the door. I wouldn't expect police to be coming to see me. But oh my God, the things that just go through your head.
Yeah, there have been a lot of times where, there was one where somebody thought he heard something and it was clearing his house, right? Well, he called 911. First thing he did, call 911, I think somebody's breaking into my house, send the police right now. I'm gonna go investigate. Got off the phone. Well, he didn't know that there was a breaking and entering crew that was going around the neighborhood. So the police were already in the neighborhood, canvassing the area. They got there like that. Well, he's inside clearing his house. Well, they didn't know that. He's shining his gun, looking around. Well, he sees somebody, a shadow walking outside. They see a light come out. Start shooting into the house. Started as a bad guy. Homeowner got shot because of it. Too many times because the police aren't the best about notifying you of who they are.
But
especially 2:30 in the morning, you know.
Too, but I can see both sides.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful and who is it, you know, and be cognitive and be aware of surroundings. Yeah, but it's scary. Too many times that's gone sideways because they come in hot, they come in aggressive.
I can't wait till Rick says about how to keep your gun safe and your ammunition somewhere else, and then the nightmare begins.
Yeah, but that's mostly when you're not with it. or if you got
Oh,
kids
no,
and
no.
stuff, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but if you're home, you're with, you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have it right by you, have it on you.
Uh,
Storage, yeah, that's more so
Okay.
when you leave
Yeah.
it. So if somebody were to break in and steal it, you can get in trouble. If you don't lock it up properly, that's where that security comes into play. Because if you just throw,
Somebody breaks into my house.
yeah, if I broke in your house, you just have it laying there, or you just throw
Oh,
it
no,
in
no,
there.
it's in the safe outside. And they get it.
Well, that's different.
Over
It
here,
has
they
to
steal the
be,
whole safe.
as long as it's
Yes.
secured properly. If I'm good enough to crack it, that's different. But if you just leave it laying there on the side, on a counter, and I just break in and steal it and I use it in a crime, now you can get in some trouble. Yeah.
No self-accountability of the person
No.
that's stealing it.
No, they just want to come after the legal gun owners any way that they can.
steal
I'm
the
telling
whole
you.
safe over here.
Yeah, they'll take the whole
That's a
safe.
fact.
Now that, and then if they get into it and use it, that's different. All right, you at least try to
You
secure.
prove that to
At that
you
point,
said you prove that to the cops,
Exactly.
especially when a cop has one of the guns and he turns it in for.
Yeah, wait a
to
second. I'm pretty
gun
sure I
shop.
realized that, recognize that gun there. But yeah, well, you guys are all set. I think it was just the 4 of you that just didn't have any coverage. Anybody else? You guys all are good. Well, hey, I'm gonna let y'all get back to it.
Let's give him, hey, if
Just
anyone
wanna
is
let y'all
interested in
know-
firearms legal protection,
Yes, please, I'll be
CPL,
back.
he's gonna be hanging out for a quick second. Thank him warmly and profusely for being here.
Thank you guys. I do appreciate it. I hope.